Yo, this is straight off the topic. This is now my cast might look very different at this moment. Usually I have Dreamer Chris, etc., my boy Bagger Black, and Carl the Jarl around. And I know that's not his screen name,
and
but
Red
I don't
Monkey.
give a shit. Yeah, don't forget about Red Monkey.
Monkey.
That'd be my boy passed out on the side. So, today, you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yes, special edition side episode, Captain J.
My name is Daniel, but I say Danny Fan. That's usually what I call myself.
We are here because we are all Invincible fans, and as season 2 released, we started having conversation and thought, yo, this is deep. We should put this in a podcast episode. And what do you call yourself when you?
Actually, we're straight off the topic, straight OT. We
I
had a
mean, you.
logo, but I can't think
I
of
was
it.
gonna call you Tony.
You can just call me Tony, yeah. That's what my screen name is Tony Shinobi, and that's my other channel.
Tony Shinobi.
But people just call me Tony, so that's fine. You don't have to.
Well, Tony Shinobi here was gracious enough to do a special episode for guest stars for this very conversation. That's going to be amazing and exciting, and I'm excited about it. Keep in mind, we haven't read the comic.
I've heard accidental spoilers on YouTube,
Yes.
for sure.
I have not.
But I'm not going to talk about any of that stuff. I'm only going to talk about the show. Yeah. Have you heard any of the spoilers or read the comic
I
at
just
all?
talked to a friend of mine, and she said she didn't like the show, so she found out what the ending was, and that's just what she does. Weird to me, but she, I was like, okay, cool. So no, I don't know anything about the endings or anything that hasn't been shown already. I don't know nothing.
I hate spoilers.
True.
So I know
I
nothing.
thought it was just funny that was her inclination. Like, I don't like this show, so I'm going to figure out how it ends.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of stuff to say about the show. We just sat back and watched the last episode for Danny Fan here. And my Yana's still in the picture, and we watched it with her too, of course. And we had a lot of stuff to say during the show. So who wants to just start off talking about the new Invincible? Just get out there. Go.
So, I know we're straight off topic, but I think we need a little bit of structure, and I have a proposal. Do we want to try to kind of talk about the story in sort of kind of chronological episode order, or do we want to start talking about just characters, I'm gonna talk about this character for a while, and now I'm gonna talk about this character for a while.
That's your call.
Like
Do you want to start off at the beginning?
Characters?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
You want to just go from the beginning, or you want to talk about a certain character?
When I talk about characters, it'll get to the point
It
of
tells
talking
the
about
story.
Yeah, exactly.
When we talk about
But
characters.
I like the idea of talking about characters.
I like that too, because there are characters I want to talk about.
And
You
there are
guys
characters I could care less about. So
You guys, well, we got to talk about them too.
I
Yes.
will, but I'll make
Yes.
sure that it's known that I care less about.
Does
them.
it look
Do you
like
know-
I'm
I don't
looking
know
at the
facts.
camera?
Wait, one at a
about those
time.
My
characters.
bad. Does it
Sorry.
look like I'm looking at the camera when I look at it?
Yes, it's much better when you look at the light. When you're looking at the laptop, it looks stranger.
Okay, cool. Say what you were saying.
I was saying that basically, if I don't know something about a character, it means that it's probably a character I don't care about. And you will know. So, if there's not ignorance, if there's an ignorance thing, it's these guys are great and I'm the more very secure in
Well, let's
ignorance,
break the ice
blissfully.
early. Tell me a list of characters you don't care about in Invincible. Let's just start out that way.
The one that just died, of course, I had no care for
Angstrom
him.
Levy.
I had no care for him.
So earlier when we talked, you mentioned that you feel like his character development was stunted. You didn't. I'm paraphrasing. Why do you feel like he was short-sold as a character?
Angstrom Levy.
And I'm not accounting to maybe the amount of episodes or time that they take to develop things, but you only give me so many character moments. Okay, they gave me maybe one full episode that was mainly about him, and then the following episodes were basically just literally a glimpse, barely any other detail than he's upset.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. And and the reason why he's upset, of course, is due to, of course, the accident. So it's not even actually him. It's many of the other hims. So it's already like, it's not so much already, I wouldn't say it's already a character flaw, but you know that somebody's not going to last long the more unstable they are without any kind of stability. I'm thinking about the Joker in my head, and I'm like, how they tried to, like, there is some bit of
if you want to give the Joker a little bit, if we can give the Joker a little bit more credit, he's had 50 years of build up.
Yeah, I'm about to say, he's had a lot of build up.
If you want to compare,
and he's lasted long, so I guess
he's died many times too, though. Like plenty of times, the Joker should have been dead, but they bring him back because he's awesome.
So. Yeah.
Go ahead, James. You say what you want to say.
Please.
It's just interesting if you're trying to say he's significant. I mean, he's insignificant, but compare him to the Joker, who's literally like the most detrimental Batman villain, period.
The way that they were trying to set him up, it just felt like they was trying to do that. And I was like, what are they trying to do with this person? I really wanted to know what they were trying to do with him. There was a lot of other storylines going on.
I kind of agree with him. I thought he was going to be more intertwined with the story.
Do you guys dislike Angstrom Levy as a villain?
Now, keep in mind, we had a break. We only had like 4 episodes of what we saw first. And so like I spent a while like thinking of different things like that could possibly happen, even though of course his downfall came pretty quickly, like in the same episode. Do
you dislike Angstrom Levy as a villain? Because me personally, I can kind of rock with your arguments, but I still feel like the execution was still enough that it made him a decent villain in my eyes, because I still feel like he still elicited emotional response out of me. I still dug the reason why he wanted to do what he wanted to do, and emotional instability is definitely one of my favorite traits in villains. I feel like it was well played, even like his little mental breakdown in the house and stuff like that when he was trying to kill Debbie and them, and his hypocrisy. I think he's got all the elements of a pretty decent villain,
it hurts
in my opinion.
So much.
Do you guys do you disagree with me that he's a good villain? Do you feel like it, or do you just think it could have been more?
I do. I think it could have been more. I think the premise of what he was could have been.
He could have done
if they wanted to do, I guess my thing is, if they wanted to do more, I think what it was the way that they were presenting it. It looked like they wanted to do more, and I was like, "You're not telling me enough about a person that you want to do more with." Now that I just watched this last episode, I realized honestly, if I was thinking what they were trying to do, it was more of a side note for him and a character development thing for Mark. And that's okay, cool, because Mark, I'm trying to figure out how we're developing Mark. That's what we're doing that. So I see, and y'all know, the main thing that I was talking about was, okay, because he did this, Mark is going to change in this way. Because Mark is going to change in this way. It really wasn't about the villain. I really was not like, what is going on with the villain? Okay, well, he died.
Go ahead, jump in there.
So, like, Invincible, I love Invincible as a show because, like, it really does do a lot to, like, you think you want to predict things, and some things are kind of sort of predictable, but there's a lot that isn't. There's a lot that they take and they twist and they make it different than what you expect it to be, but it's still deep at the same time. And I appreciate the writers for like putting a whole bunch of details into stuff so that we can be engaged and emotional and surprised all at the same time. So of course we wanted so much more, and maybe it was necessary for us to have that heartbreak. But the whole reason for Angstrom was existing was so that Mark could go through this whole experience of, I've killed somebody now. What did it take?
It could have been any other villain though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking
that lion? I mean, I know he's not like detrimental to this particular story, but remember what was the lion dude's name that came?
Oh, Battle Beast. Battle Beast.
Battle Beast could have.
Was he
human? But Battle Beast is way higher tier than them, in my opinion. Mark still couldn't handle Battle Beast. He's like Anissa level. Okay, so hold on a second. Wait.
Like any like low tier
disagree because Marco Mappa low tier villain. So here's the thing. Here's why it was Engstrom leaving, and here's why I think he's a good villain. Sure, they could have did more with him, but consider that there's bigger plot points come along. We're looking at a Viltrumite invasion. Engstrom Levy, to be honest, is a top tier. He's a high tier threat on Earth, but Mark has a lot to deal with, and that's one of the major themes of the show. You don't get to sit still and enjoy your life for a while. The Engstrom Levy happy for an episode. It came back to bite him in the ass a season later, and I think that that's extremely good writing. They built this man
Same
up,
season.
and they built this man. Okay, sorry. They built this man up with just flashbacks and with character development and ways you don't usually expect. There's lots of shows that'll just sit there and be like, let's just talk about his backstory and make that half the season. But they through flashbacks and through character through his own mental breakdowns and through that only episode, they were able to build up a villain that's one of the best. To be honest with you, Engstrom Levy is one of the best villains I've ever seen. And not to mention that voice acting, excuse me, this man was acting his fucking ass off. And if any of you can deny that his voice acting isn't, the only person whose voice acting is better than his is Sandra O's itself.
Goodness.
Sorry, that's what it is. Engstrom Levy is a beast,
I love the voice
I
acting.
want to say something real quick.
in my opinion.
I believe as she was talking, I was like, I had already thought the thought like this could have been any villain. You know why it couldn't have been any villain? Because they needed to connect a strong enough hate for Mark specifically in order for Mark to have a strong enough hate for them, because he did have to hurt his mom in order for him to get killed. But by saying that, I also say that's all they ever tried to build up.
Oh,
They only tried to build up. They told us that he was a pacifist, but then everybody else, all of his other characters, they weren't all. You get the idea. Put them all together. Mark was terrible on other worlds.
I think that was some other good writing though too, because it shows you how special Mark is. We're talking about plenty of other realities where he's evil, straight up.
Yes.
That situation goes badly. This is the one reality where this Mark is a freaking good guy. And I think that that's great writing. It shows that Mark is different. He's not like your typical superhero. He actually needs to struggle between like death and killing and stuff like that. It's not like on some Batman shit. And we talked to Batman this episode. Batman doesn't kill people to the point that it hurts people. Mark
It's crazy how that's like.
as a human being is way better writing, because Mark took fucking. How many of us would have murdered him in that situation with our mom with a ripped off arm?
That's all it took.
All of us would have did it.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
Some of us would have took it
further.
further.
To the ground.
And
as soon
like,
as he saw the broke arm, he was like,
he said,
through the wall.
It's over.
No.
Through the wall.
Over. And like, what's amazing? Let me tell you, I think that I think maybe it also had to happen the way that it did because.
No fighting. We're trying to record. No fighting.
So, I think it happened the way it did because go back to when we first see Engstrom, and he's always a really good person.
The first person.
I love those twins.
Yeah.
They're some of my favorite characters.
The Maulers, man.
The Maulers,
like,
yeah.
I want to talk about them
see
too.
It's important.
That's
to
so badass.
When is the first
The
time
first time
we
we
see
saw Engstrom. So Engstrom opens up season 2, literally. Engstrom opens up season 2. We see him. We see the whole scene. We see because we don't know who he is, and then we start to see people that we know. We see him and Adam and Eve talking, and we're like, okay, this is a good guy.
Right.
Who the freak is he? And
then
we
it
see
goes,
Invincible
ooh,
come
it
in.
went
By
to-
the way, the way that they did that first opening scene, I
got
really
scared.
appreciate the way that they did it because it's been some time. We've been waiting on season 2. What happens now? And it seems like it picks up on the story, and they do the whole announcement where Invincible is like, hey guys, I'm Invincible. I wasn't on board with this at first, but now I am.
Yeah.
Just join us. And it seemed
I was
like
like,
realistic,
oh, this is
and I
crazy.
promise you, my mouth dropped before the.
Isn't evil Invincible such a dickbag because he's still kind of got like this I'm from
He's like,
Earth
I'm
vibe.
right,
yeah.
He's like, hey man,
He's
you're
like,
breaking my heart.
I didn't get it at first
Exactly.
too.
I'm a
Well,
nice guy.
actually, when he was super evil, I was like, that was wild. It wasn't until I saw the screen when he was talking and he was like, you guys, I didn't get it at first either. I was like, is this really him? And then what's great is like I actually had he didn't predict it, but when I was watching it with one of my friends, we paused it at the title scene because I don't know, somebody had to go to the bathroom or something. That gave me enough time to think like, what the freak is happening? The only way Is this possible? Please let this be another dimension. Please. And keep in mind, in that opening scene, I don't know if you remember, we see Robot, but we see his old body. You remember before he changed into Rudy?
When he was like a fetus.
He was, yeah. Because Invincible kills him in his old body. So it's like, there's something off here.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, that. I think that's how
what's
like
his
they
name
gave
was
us
looking rough.
Angstrom?
No, Eve.
Oh, Eve,
She
yeah.
was looking-
She was bald.
She was
I like that
looking
Eve.
rough.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
That
this
was,
is like
um,
different.
And he paralyzed
Things
her.
have happened.
Do you know what she was based off of? She was based off of Sarah Connor. That's why she had the shaved head and stuff like that. Yeah.
He was
I
like,
have another
Eve,
character to talk
I
about
would
when we
never
get done
kill
with this.
you.
So who
just
else do you
looking.
not care about? Go ahead.
No, not somebody I don't care about, but something that I kind of liked in character development was what is his name? The dude with the glasses.
Oh, you talk the same with me. You're talking about Rexplosion.
No.
No, talking about
Glasses.
Cecil's homeboy.
Oh,
Oh, you're
Donald.
talking about Donald.
I didn't
So,
care about him
wait,
at first. We're still on
reason
Angstrom.
that-
We're going to talk about Donald.
Oh
Well, we
my
still want to stick on
gosh.
Angstrom. Can we move on to Donald
I wanna
actually?
live on Donald.
Okay, we
Yeah,
can
go
do
to
Donald.
Donald.
This is what
Wait.
I was-
I'm almost done
You
with
have anything
Angstrom.
else to say?
I'm almost done
Okay,
with
go
Angstrom.
ahead.
Almost
Go
done.
ahead.
Almost done. So, like, the point that I started, but I went on a tangent. My bad. I feel like it had to happen. Angstrom, this is the only Angstrom that can teleport through portals, I believe is what he said.
Mm-hmm.
And all the other Angstroms were like fairly good people and, wanted the better good, whatever, It took so much power to do what he wanted to do, which was combine all of his minds from thousands of angstroms. He said in other dimensions, cancer has been solved, world hunger, this and that, all these terrible things in certain dimensions have been solved. And to think of like what he wanted to become with that many brains combined, like what would he actually have become? I think it had to be stopped to help, maintain a balance of some sort, because it just would have been too
Oh,
good.
You don't think
It's
that-
also the fact that he was like, he's the main survivor of like that whole apocalyptic thing going on between Invincible and Omni-Man. Like, even everyone around him was dying, and he was either the last to get it or bite it, which I don't think he ever did, because they all came together.
I'd like to
Or
see.
he just like watched everybody around him die,
I'd
and
like
he's just probably like, why?
to
Like, why was it just me?
That's an interesting what if though, but at the same time though, who knows what type of utopia he would have created. We didn't get to see that, so it's just at this point it's an invincible what if. But I think he definitely had good intentions, but at the same time, the road to hell, of course, is paved with that.
It sucks because he really was like, I was so mad because I really feel like it could have been prevented, because he's talking to the Maulers. The Maulers are like, oh, we finna kill homie. Like, he's finna die. And he's like, no, I don't want to build my thing off of blood. So I was telling Daniel this. Like, he starts to take off his helmet. All the Maulers stop and say, hey, if you do that, we're all gonna die. He could have been like, all right, cool. Well, then we not finna die. Just stop. Or I'm finna take this off and we all gonna die.
That Angstrom, that particular one was a good guy.
Oh, I know. I'm saying, like, I wish that he threatened them and say, don't kill Invincible, or else I'm gonna take off this helmet,
He wasn't
because
gonna.
they were because they literally
Yeah,
stopped.
they wasn't gonna
They
stop.
were gonna kill
No,
They were gonna-
they stopped when he started to take off the helmet.
Took off the
No,
helmet.
he didn't completely take it off.
He
He
was
was
taking
like,
it off.
I'm taking it off,
It was-
and they were like, no, wait, we're all gonna die.
It literally took that.
And then he was
like,
like,
stop.
yeah.
I
He
love
told
it.
them to stop many times. They were not taking him seriously.
I love it,
Well,
but it's,
I wish he had put his hands on his helmet and started to take it off, and then stopped.
I love it, but it's such a what if that you're trying to defeat the plot.
I
We
know.
still want our story to happen.
I
You're over here
really-
talking about canceling the story early because he wanted to. Like, come on now.
Not canceling the story.
James. Yeah, I know you understand that things need to happen because of the plot.
I
Can we-
know.
let's move on to Donald.
Okay, Donald.
Okay,
Donald.
okay.
I
so
didn't
get to
care
bring
about
that
him in
one
season 1.
I was just very interested that he looked like Bobby Hill mixed with Del from King of the Hill. It's like
That's true.
he got
Very
Peggy
true.
pregnant
They
instead
did
of Hank or
They
something.
did a
You know,
lot.
Hank had a narrow urethra, so it's possible that Del could have been the dad. I don't know.
Let's connect these worlds. These
Yeah, Hank of the
universes.
King of the Hill.
I
and
saw
Invincible.
King of the Hill cosplays at these Momo
Did you
cons.
see that famous Instagram where they were standing around all day?
Yeah, and cosplayers would stop by and take pictures with them.
That was great.
That was fun.
We straight off the topic.
Now,
Straight
what
off
was I
topic.
gonna say?
Back to Donald.
I was gonna say because I don't really have a crap load to say about it. It's very good. I think it is kind of slick. You know, I ain't gonna say good character development, but a good. I just like good
I saw
moments. Very good moments. So the first thing that I remember, I like the way that they gave a scene with Donald, and sure enough, I was asking questions. My dad comes, so I'm like, wait a minute, and they would not say anything. Like nobody. They just every character, of course, acted like it was normal because it was a scene with Cecil and then everybody else, and then Donald was there. It was just business as normal. And then
They used
the
to
only
him
person
dying
that said
this
the first
point.
person to say something, because I think it was scenes later. I don't think it was the first scene that they showed Donald. It was just like, you know,
He's
business
died
as usual.
several times.
Yeah, it was
'Cause he's died several times.
it was like they was like, this is business as usual. And I, you know, as the audience, I'm like,
We tripping like,
he
wait,
ain't supposed
didn't
to
he
be
die?
here, is he? Yeah, he
Didn't
ain't
he
supposed to
die?
be here, isn't he? And then they wait, scene later, and then the girl's like, Donald. And I'm like, oh, so you see it too.
Finally.
Yeah, somebody said something, because I've been saying
Because I was
something
like, I thought he
for
died.
scenes now. He died very gruesomely. What? So, and then
I really love the speech that he gave to the kid who was standing on the ledge. They related to each other because he had been pulled apart and put back together. And he was just sort of like, well,
Goodness
kid, but bro, I've died 39 times. Like, look, and I've always made the world a better place every single time. So I just really like that moment.
I think that's the only reason
Is-
that Donald had that whole story, because they needed that moment to happen, because we needed William to stay relevant. We needed a reason to care about William, because I slick don't care about William that much
I was
either,
about to say, I
because
did
he
not
really
either.
also can't relate to Mark that
He's
much.
pretty generic character. He doesn't have that
Very
much personality, but at the same time,
Oh
it
my
was a
gosh,
great
he's
moment.
gay. We don't
both of
care.
them are very generic, honestly.
If anything, it was a great moment for the friend because he was able to like save his friend,
Yeah.
Mark's friend or whatever.
I was
But
wondering-
besides that, like, yeah, even though it was a super duper side story, it was still extremely good writing.
Yeah.
If you didn't feel for that part,
It was
No,
good.
I really like anything having to do with.
When I first saw him die, when Omni-Man came in there, grabbed him, the house exploded,
Yeah.
and they made it dramatic. It was good serving you, sir. I slick was like, I feel like I should feel more about
I
this
felt
I
moment.
just
hurt.
but
I
didn't-
disagree.
I didn't care
I
when
was-
Donald
I was
died
broken
that
inside.
much.
I was-
I feel the opposite
Hurt.
of you. When that first time he died, and he was like, "Good working for you, son." That's when he became a character that I liked. I was like, "Oh, he's a bad
No, like,
motherfucker."
I
I was like, "Oh,
liked-
he's tough."
I liked it. I liked what he said,
Man.
but I was like,
I didn't know he was like that. He's a soldier.
yeah.
I was like, he's
so
a
it
beast.
proved to me that he was a soldier, but I was like, I don't
I
have
would.
any other reasons to
Man.
care about him.
But now,
Why would-
if he doesn't come back next season, we're gonna be disappointed now.
yeah, because
we want Donald
we
now.
feel his pain now. I have
We lo-
questions.
we
How
love
does
him.
he use the bathroom? How does he
He
cry?
probably doesn't have
does
to.
he? No, because let me tell you something.
He still bleeds.
He bleeds, he cries, Rick cries, and Rick sleeps. Either that, because he had a
He
nightmare.
probably doesn't have to pee.
Maybe they don't have to. Be.
Maybe it's
No,
like an
'cause-
oil change.
no, because
We
he
have to-
didn't
How
realize
robots
that he
think
wasn't
that.
human.
Yeah, we have to assume that.
We have to assume he
have
pees
no-
because he didn't realize he wasn't human until he stabbed himself.
Their technology's so good they put simulating peeing in this man.
I feel like they had to.
And maybe they
A
disguise his
hologram
oil
pee.
change.
Because everybody else pees. He
It's
bleeds,
got to be
he
realistic
cries.
at least.
He bleeds, he cries.
No.
We have to assume he can pee, even
Does
though
he
he's
eat?
a robot.
Yes.
But
I-
why?
Maybe it's processed better. Maybe
Do they
it doesn't
also
get-
have a
Does Rick
stimulated
eat?
digestion
Does
system?
Rick cry? Rick cries, but does Rick eat? Rick sleeps
You're
because
not talking about Rick from Rick and Morty.
no, Rick the
Oh, the
Rick-
guy. I'm sorry, I forgot his name.
yes, Will and Rick.
I don't know his name.
Yeah.
Rick is the one, the boyfriend. Well, not
Okay,
boyfriend,
okay, that's right.
interest. What the freak are they?
They are boyfriend and boyfriend.
Are they boyfriend and
You
boyfriend?
know, I
Definitely,
think it's
definitely.
complicated. They're in college.
They are
Everything's complicated
friends
in college.
with benefits.
They sleep in the same bed. They're boyfriend and boyfriend.
Yeah, no, they can't be boy. Because
Why not?
they didn't. It's not official.
They don't have to. You don't have to have sex with the person to be a boyfriend or girlfriend.
Well, when he visited the college, they weren't boyfriend
So,
and boyfriend.
okay, so here's another thing. If he's a robot, does he still have a bussy, or does he have a robussy?
Wow, crazy.
Does he have a robussy?
What do they have?
He's got a robussy. They installed it.
They
Because
have
Donald was
everything.
fooled.
Oh my god.
Because at least
They
Rick
have to
knows
have
what he is, but Donald didn't know what he was.
Imagine being the engineer in charge of rebuilding his robussy, being like, "This shit gonna be so tight." Oh yeah, I'm the man.
That's
I'm
why
the
it's
best
so
engineer of
expensive.
all of them.
That's why it's so expensive.
Very expensive.
I would say they maybe put human flaws in there in order to replicate an actual one, because you can't be perfect. If it's perfect, something's up.
His brain.
Something's wrong.
I'm assuming
How
his brain is
else
still there.
could they fool Donald into thinking he was a real human?
I'm assuming
But
his
it
brain
can't
is
be-
still there.
because he
It's
knows
not
that he's
like-
not perfect. So they had to, if you think with me here, he had to at least be able to break the skin. So that means that the skin is still skin, and other things are still.
And
other
they
things,
can
but
cry.
there's something else that kind of like, okay, this won't move. Like the metal won't move, but everything surrounding it
At
is
first,
good.
I was fooled because he stabbed himself and he bled, and he was fooled too.
He
He
just
was
went too
fooled
far.
until he looked at the knife
He could probably do
and
a
saw
little
that thing was
cupcake.
bit.
Yeah, he hit the exoskeleton. That's hey, that's the part that's not going nowhere. Everything else is good.
Papa Roach. I would play that if it wasn't copyrighted. Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. I'm a robot. Anyway,
I think
not a
they
robot,
eat
a
and sleep.
cyborg, because he still got 2% of his brain. 2% of his body is his brain,
2%.
right? So he's got to be. He's a cyborg at this point. I think Donald's the man. I'd love to see him back next season. If you guys don't bring back Donald, we'll
I
be
like
highly
him more
disappointed.
now, but in the beginning, I didn't care.
Can I talk about a character that improved to me?
Okay.
One character that I'm going to say I despise this character was this guy, Rex. Rex was such a
yeah.
dickbag and a tool, and he was so cringy throughout the seasons that I was just hoping that he was died.
Just like
But-
Jay
so-
from Big
Never as
Mouth.
bad as Cecil.
So when the actual battle happened, when we thought he was going to die and we thought that most of the team was offed, I was actually just sort of like, bro, like, it's not that I was feeling for him. It's just sort of like,
We
he
don't
got,
want them.
I was like, oh, well, this is the moment. He got shot in the head. This motherfucker survived that shit and was really pissed off about it. You know how much I respect him now? Just off of that by itself. And then, not to mention, right before then, he seemed like he was trying to turn over a leaf because he talked to Eve and was an actual human being for that moment instead of just
Yeah, he was
being
trying
like
to-
a fake,
Yeah.
just being how he is, So like already that had us looking at, oh yeah, he's gonna die because he just had that turnover
Oh
moment.
my
So the
God.
fact that
I
he
didn't
got
think
back
that.
up,
I
he was
did
like, "You
not.
shot me! You
I
was
decided
fucking
it was not.
good!" So that was, but you know what else was the most hilarious part about that? The villain says, like, I see that the loss of some of your brain function that doesn't actually affect you that much. That was so funny to me.
It was.
Rex really doesn't need half his brain.
It was.
He's so
I was
dumb.
like, bro, that's real.
That's my boy. Rex,
He don't use that much.
from now on, Rex is my boy. He's the character that improved the most out of me compared to the old seasons. I'm cheering on him now. And I still think he's a dumbass. The fact that he got out of the hospital bed just to go out there and fight to try to get himself back to normal, I respect that. But you're still fucking stupid and you still almost died again. But from now on, I respect this man. Rex has become one of my more favorite characters.
That speech he gave Eve?
That was a great job.
Yeah.
He actually looked like a human being then.
I think he is.
Okay, say your thing, because I have a lot to say.
Say your thing.
Okay, cool. All right, so check it, right? Ooh, is my clap really loud when I do that in the mic?
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
I can edit it out though.
Okay, great. So, of course, we are all disgusted with Rex. At first, at least.
Yeah, he's not that bad. He's just regular.
First of
He's
all,
an adult. He's
What-
yeah,
quite
he
the
just
cheater.
he was
another
cheating.
bit.
And Eve
He
is
was
another
cheating on
thing.
Eve.
You know how many males
with-
I know. He's
But the
clearly-
way he
he's
did
a
it-
regular
That's not
guy.
That's
He's
not an
a
excuse.
It's not an
I'm-
excuse.
I'm a married man who doesn't
I ain't
cheat.
gonna lie
It's
to you.
not an
I just
excuse.
thought he was a regular guy. I was
No.
like, he's just a terrible. He's
Not
a
to me.
Oh, shh.
douchebag, but he's one of them typical douchebags.
Not to
we
me.
don't
I
want to
just-
wake up.
Sure. But as a person, look, I'm in a loving married relationship. I've never cheated on my wife.
I hate Cecil.
I don't think
Well,
that
they were
that's any
teenagers. It's
excuse.
different.
If there's any
They're
comparison,
teenagers.
I hate
Now,
Cecil.
granted, Rex is very famous and sexy, so I guess I could
Wow.
see that. We're talking about Eve.
Eve is in
That's
high
the
school.
one person you don't want to cheat on. She's a goddess, basically.
Yeah, but she was a teenage girl.
A
And
goddess.
the
But
dumb,
teenage
dumb
goddess.
dudes
She saw that
cheat
he
on
was stupid
goddesses.
for a while and stayed.
Robert.
So,
I would have never fucked up.
Because she was 17.
I
I would've
he
never-
lived
You're making
with her.
excuses for her
I would've
staying
never
and
fucked
not
up.
making excuses for him just being a
She
douchebag.
left.
First of all,
She
he
left when
was-
she found
He
out.
was he never
He's the
faked
only
anything.
person that she could be close with because she wasn't close to anybody. You remember in Adam Eve, she lost her best friend
And then-
because she's weird.
Wow.
He,
would
and
be
he
so
knew,
sympathetic.
and then he knew how much of an asshole her parents were. So like, this was the reason that she leaned on him in the first place.
And apparently they lived together for a year
I'm
and a
not
half
sympathetic
because he
for
was homeless.
either. I'm sympathetic, but I'm only sympathetic for those that are fake in some way. Not those that are just them. If you just you suffer the consequences
still
of
fake.
who you are.
But
He's still fake.
if
Rex
as-
is one of the most fake characters of all time. You always put on that
Rex
bravado
is not
shit.
fake.
He
Rex
absolutely
is-
is
He
fake.
is.
Rex
He
is
puts on because
who
that's
he
his defense
is.
mechanism.
That's
That's a
but that's
if,
who he
if
is.
you don't recognize that that's his
That's
defense mechanism,
him, though.
it's still fake.
That's not
he,
fake.
no,
Yeah, it is.
because
He's a dude.
he said he was. You remember in the
Being
hospital
a dude
bed?
is not a
Not a
generalization
dude,
you can
but
put
like,
on everybody.
It's not like a dude. He's just like
He's going through
He
pain.
is
He
the
covers it up
douchebag.
Rex
through
was a-
comedy and being mean to people.
Rex was a jackass, and
he absolutely
he's
was.
not irredeemable or anything like that. But
No,
let's
I'm not saying that
act
he was
like.
okay for being a douchebag. He just was.
He was
and was
broken.
unapologetic.
So my whole
Because he was
point,
broken.
my whole point is that his character redemption is amazing.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to the character redemption because I have the things. You said I could say my part. I'm gonna say
Go
it.
ahead, say it.
All right, so yes, he was disgusting because he cheated on Eve, and then
Sorry,
what? Go ahead.
because it's Eve. I could have saw if he cheated on
Oh
a
my
normal lady.
God.
We're talking about Adam Eve. She's
You
a
have
goddess.
too much on her.
Look,
It's
look
not
at
just
what
that.
she can do.
It's not just that.
And
I
look
know
at what
what
she wants to
she can
accomplish.
do.
Why would you cheat on her out of everybody?
On a girl
That's
she
a
could
good thing.
multiply.
She could mess
Wait a
up your
minute.
life.
I'm
A
not
girl
gonna
who
get
could
into that
multiple.
right now.
He was like,
Yeah,
I got multiple.
multiple.
I got it everywhere.
He had
could-
everything he wanted.
Eve could probably learn how to
He
do
wanted
that
more
shit.
than one girl. He had a girl that could be more than one girl.
He probably, and then you fucking 5 duplicates and all this and
Every
you busted
time they
that
do that
early.
scene, every time they do that
The
scene, I
Immortal
didn't
was
know they were
fucking.
gonna do it twice.
The Immortal was
I
fucking
didn't
her
know-
way better than Rex ever was.
I
I'm
didn't know they
sorry.
were gonna do that scene twice. I really do like that scene. I liked it the first time they did it, and then they did it again
In the shower. That
And
girl
I
really liked the
loved,
shower.
like, bro,
That girl loved the shower.
That was
Okay.
that was a good. Every time they do it, that's
She was
really-
like,
And that-
Rex, I'm so mad at you.
every time, and she's always upset, and then she tries to make the face. I'm like, it's happening again. I love that scene. That was crazy.
Man, that's fine.
Okay, things that I
Hold
have
on.
to say.
I'm sorry. Can
Okay,
I go
go
pee
ahead.
real quick?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to say what I had to say while you're gone, but I'll go slowly. Okay, so. It's a lot of funny stuff. All right. Let's go to when Robot takes his DNA, right?
Mhm, right.
Robot takes his DNA and walks up as a younger version of Rex. Rex goes the freak off.
Yeah.
And on one hand, I want something bad to happen to Rex because he's a jerk. But on the other hand, I was like, he said everything that I would say. Like, this is a totally legit reason for him to feel like this. Like, bro, that's a huge violation. Ask for my DNA. Can you ask? That's me.
He's a douchebag, but he is a
He didn't deserve that.
self-aware douchebag. So when it happened to him,
I was
it was
like,
like you expected
that
that
joke is
response.
messed up.
But the audience, I guess there's part of the audience that's you couldn't even. It was nothing that you could really be like. Did he deserve that? Nobody deserves for the
Nobody
DNA to
deserves-
be stolen.
That was wild.
So why would you?
That's when I liked Robot, but that joke was. I was like, okay, no. And he's like, isn't that the logical thing that makes sense? No, bro, speak to somebody. You're messed up. But he hasn't had human interaction, so he doesn't know. He's
I
just
thought
like,
that was
This
gonna
is
be
why I wanted y'all
terrible.
to slow down. Okay.
Because-
So
Oh,
to
I'm
me,
sorry.
Robot and Rex switched places. Previously, in the last seasons of Invincible, Rex was my least favorite character.
But then
Robot,
Robot.
except for when he got embarrassed. Robot, whatever you want to call him now, what's his real name?
Rudy.
Rudy is my least favorite character of all. He's so overbearing. He makes so many bad decisions.
But can you blame him?
Yes.
Why are you so sympathetic?
It's okay to be sympathetic for characters that you
I
like.
know.
Everybody feels differently about the show.
I mean, I don't like
I guess
what he
well,
does.
it's a
but he-
valid
I have
question.
something
Why
to
are
say.
you so sympathetic?
Go, yeah,
for that
Sean.
character?
So like I think I started to question him and his morals when he started like
When he
trying
hired
to,
the Maulers.
Yeah, basically. And like I didn't know, nobody knew what he was trying to do. Not specifically, other than like I kind of guessed that he was trying to get like some like cosmetic shit done or whatever, but I didn't know to what extent and like what kind of deal he was gonna make to the Maulers or whatever. Until he betrayed them after. So
To me, he's so smart that he's retarded. In my humble
Yes.
opinion.
Absolutely.
Because he
book smart but not dumb.
he
There you
doesn't
go.
because he
He's got
doesn't
0%
have.
sense. Remember when they were trying to defend themselves from the Septoids, and he was just like, "Oh, cool, I can." Now he did save them. I can build an EMP that'll disable them, but you need to protect me. Bruh, ain't nobody tell you to do none of that shit. You were not the leader.
He solves
and you,
problems.
And you
Oh
made
my
everybody
God.
else vulnerable.
That was good.
It worked, didn't it?
Yeah,
It
they
did,
needed
but he
that.
almost
No, but
killed
that was
all
his
of them.
only option.
That was
What
book
else is
smart.
He was. It was a coin flip, and they could have all been dead.
Yeah.
They were gonna be
he
dead
knew
anyway.
that-
When
he
you're like
knew
one of
what
the-
would happen, but he just didn't know for how long that everybody could.
This
like,
motherfucker
Hey,
hops about the
I'ma
shoot like I'm
finish-
gonna do this,
can I
and then
finish,
Eve is like,
Rex?
I can't
That's
hold it
the
for
whole
much longer.
point. That's
You
the
could have
whole
said
point
that
of
shit
them working
earlier.
as a team.
Are we
he
finished
coulda-
as Rex?
He could have said, hold on, wait 1 second. He could have let them know earlier that was the plan. They could have put something else together. Instead, what's he do? This motherfucker impulsively hops out of his suit and starts doing this shit,
He
but
knew it
without
would
telling anybody. Eve, he didn't know how long Eve could hold that for. As soon as he hops out, she's like, I can't do this for long.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they need to all put their lives on the line, and they do get infected because of his dumbass. So yeah,
Oh, yeah, they did.
Simultaneously,
They did.
he saves the day, and
Thank
he's
goodness.
also their weakness. He's a double-edged sword.
I think it was
and he's
that-
the worst boyfriend. He's so overbearing.
Oh
He's just sort of
my
like, do you need help making a
gosh.
sandwich?
He's actually, I think.
I can fix you.
They're not boyfriend and
He-
girlfriend yet.
He told Monster
the
Girl,
fix
I
you
can
part,
fix
I
you.
get that part though. I ain't gonna lie.
Bruh, I'd have been-
And she said, "Don't talk to me like I'm a pro." Hold on, I'm gonna go back to Rex because I want to finish it before we go to Robot because I have more to say
I want
about
to talk
Robot.
about Monster Girl too.
Yeah, I want to talk about all of them. I'm gonna finish Rex real quick. Love you.
I love you, baby.
Okay,
Go ahead, go ahead.
so Rex, what was the other thing I was gonna say about Rex? Gosh darn it, my mind is thrown off. Ugh.
Even though I just like ate a bunch of shit earlier.
Okay, I remember.
know, but it still
We're
holds.
going back to that fighting scene when everybody dies. I was like, no. Kate died first, and Rex was like, oh wait, this because he made a joke. He was like, hey, whoever dies first has to pay for the pizza, and I'm like, really? But like, baby girl was struggling, and then he realized that junk was real.
Strongest dude.
I was confused because I'm like,
These matches.
what the freak is his power besides throwing junk at people?
I think he's supposed to be like Gambit or something like that.
Who was I talking to? Maybe my brother. He said that he's like a super soldier like Captain America. He has a serum injected in him, and the same serum is in the explosives. Is that right? Don't trash me in the comics if I don't know. I mean, in the comments if I don't go, because I really don't know. I don't remember Rex's powers for sure, but he's stronger than a regular human. I like to think, because he took a lot of hits.
He survived the
I
gunshot
think
wound.
all of it.
Well, before the gunshot wound, I think he was stronger. But anyway, yeah, he also did that. So maybe he's like a Captain America.
And
He
you
has
can
a
do flips.
Yeah, he seems
You can
he
do-
seems well trained, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
But what the
I don't
freak
think
is his
he's
power?
like Gambit because if I feel like he was like Gambit, all those times people put hands on him, maybe he could have tried to detonate them. Like you can't get real close to Gambit because he could also shoot you like an explosive.
Oh yeah, I think he'd only do objects and not, cause he uses darn near any object.
Yeah, I've seen him use
Make
coins and
objects.
stuff like that. Maybe it's got to be smaller objects, or maybe it takes more time to charge.
Well, whatever Rex can do,
Knock off.
I definitely was questioning what exactly is his power in that scene because I was just like,
Explode
It's
the
not
guy.
well
He
explained.
makes.
I
things
know
explode.
just the stuff on his belt.
As far as like the sub characters go, we get more information about them as the timeline goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Like we actually, to be honest, I still don't know if he's like. I guess he's me in my mind. I was just thinking he was a rip-off Gambit, but I didn't know about the serum and all that. Was that
That's what my-
comic book stuff? Or
It might be because I think my little brother told me that. Y'all help us in the comments figure out what the freak Rex is, what he does, whatever. So anyway, I'm watching the scene, right? Kate dies, and then Ray dies, and then he's like, "Oh crap! I'm actually doing this by myself. Oh man, is this really happening?" He finally hit the girl, and she exploded like real quick. I
that
was
was
like,
dope.
"Oh my gosh!"
She got cut in half.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
I like
I didn't
that
know
part.
Rex could do that because she seemed really powerful for a while. And then, for some reason, the big guy decided to bite the thing that explodes, and his head explodes.
Yeah, he was.
For some reason,
because
Not
he
a
was
genius.
stupid.
That
He
was
just
crazy.
stupid. And he bit everything. That was his thing. Like, I'm gonna eat it.
He's a snake.
Yeah. Well,
That's all of
let me tell you, the episode is ending with the gun at his head. And I was like, okay, cool. The episode is ending with the gun at his head. They're going to give us the suspense, but he's not really going to die, right? So they start.
No, he's not gonna get shot.
Well, he's not going to get
exactly.
shot. Yeah. I
They
was
got
like,
the gun to his head.
They got at the end of the episode.
Cliffhanger. He's not gonna get
okay,
shot.
he's not going to get shot. Then the next episode starts.
He shoots
And then he shoots him, and I was like, why would they set it up like that if he was going to get shot?
This is one of my favorite. This is one of my most favorite moments in the entire series. This
I was
motherfucker gets
Cause like
back.
I'm over here like,
Hold on, wait. This is. You got to say your part. I'm going to say my part.
Go ahead.
Because, come here, Yana. You about to go. Say your part. Come on.
cause I'm over here like, damn, they gave him all this like character development and like
For nothing.
I knew it. He's gonna die. Cause that's the only reason. That's the only reason.
I was like, why would they give us that cliffhanger? He was just gonna get shot anyway.
Right.
All three of them died. Because I was like, all three of them can't die. All three of them finna die right now? No.
It actually turned out that none of them died.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. I was about to say Kate actually died,
Actually,
but
none
she
of them
didn't.
died.
Man,
She didn't
that's
actually die.
crazy.
So how do you feel about that? Do you
And
feel?
then it turned out that
Shh. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I'm so
She'll calm down. We have to be quiet a little bit. Do you guys would you guys prefer it if all of them died or nobody died? Do you feel like that was?
Kate's death felt more real.
Did
Yeah,
you
it
guys
sure
did you
did.
guys need their deaths?
I needed the possibility.
I
you
needed
don't
y'all to
ever
know that it's just real.
Yeah, you don't.
I was okay with Kate dying because it's like y'all better freaking
Slick.
because Rex was joking about it. He was like, "Oh, two earth-shattering emergencies won't happen at the same time, bro. Wake the freak up. Yes, it can."
I think I needed.
I don't like that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, it's the thing about this show is that they will sometimes surprise you by killing somebody that you didn't know that why did this happen? Wait a minute. I think I might have been a little attached because they seem so like everybody isn't dying, but until Nami Man goes on that like rampage and then Donald dies, it's like, oh, I feel some kind of way about Donald. Why did he just, you can't just kill him like that?
I felt like
And
Donald
same
was a
with,
soldier, bro. That's that last line where he was just sort of like,
he is,
like,
but that's
That
when
definitely
it's
gave me
like
that.
because you didn't
But I
think
still
that he
didn't hurt.
would die because you didn't think that you thought that he was so close to just a character that just wasn't gonna die, and I was very positive that everybody in the group just wasn't gonna die. They could have the worst day ever because Mark has the worst day ever all the time. That's kind of the whole entire second season is crap loads of worst days. Terrible. He takes beatings throughout the entire season. Still gets up, of course, because he's invincible supposedly. But everybody else just, they have bad days and then they go and get doctored up. Most of them loses a finger or something like that. Call it a day. Leg maybe.
I think I needed Kate and the other girl's death. Rex surviving the gunshot would have made him.
Yes.
It still makes him a bad motherfucker, so I needed that part. But the fact that the two other girls survived, I didn't like that. It's not that I wanted them to die. It's just that I felt like that would have been so much more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is real. That girl got
yeah.
swallowed,
Yeah.
and that girl got
did.
fucking smashed. Like the fact that Kate came back at the end. I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
I
man,
didn't
come
need
on,
that.
yo.
That's
didn't
like
need that.
you
Nah.
knew that. I don't know what it is. I didn't know.
Let the Immortal have his character
I
development.
thought that was what you wanted. I thought you wanted to upset, but also
We sound
kind
like
of
terrible
rub
humans.
the audience the wrong way by killing somebody that you didn't know that they had to worry about dying. I didn't know I had to worry about Kate dying, but I think that's her name.
What was
Yep.
the? Yeah, it was Kate. What was the problem? So what was the point of all this immortal character development if y'all gonna bring Kate back?
Yeah.
I didn't think
Y'all
they
should have
cared.
let her stay down, man.
I didn't think they cared about Immortal.
He
like
still
that.
he needed to realize
I thought-
how
I was
much
starting
he
to.
needed to realize how much he loved Kate
That-
so that he could appreciate her more because he didn't realize it was different than all the other women he
Yeah,
loved.
exactly.
I have a whole different take on it.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But back to Rex real quick. I just want to say my part when I saw him get the freak up because that dude was walking around like he was the bad guy that
The one
Rex
that don't do
killed.
nothing?
He was acting like he was the baddest mofo there. And Rex is surprised the heck out of me. Rex got the freak up, blood squirting out. Didn't I tell you? Shut up.
You shot me
I
in
watched
the
that whole
fucking head.
yes, watched that whole scene with my mouth open
I love
because
that.
he
That's my
came
whole
back.
favorite
How
part
do
of
you
the
have
show.
a hole in your head and you swing it and kill somebody? Did he kill him? Nah.
Yeah.
It seems that way. He stomped his
he's
face
either
several
killed
times.
or very close to death. I
Rex,
think he could have
Rex
survived.
is not like Mark. He doesn't have any qualms about murdering you.
You know,
I don't know if
he
that
definitely
guy
killed.
died.
I thought he died.
The
I'm
guy
pretty sure
with
he
the
died.
coin definitely died. At
Oh.
least.
Because everybody else did. Yeah, the
I
one
can
that
see it.
swallowed the whatever, yeah, he died. Yeah, sure.
I think they all
Oh,
did.
well, yeah, his head blew
He
up.
killed all of
He's
them.
dead. But I wasn't sure if that other guy was dead or not because they came and they was like, "Hey, Rex, are you okay?" And he was like, "Oh, my hand is gone.
He was stomping
I'm
his
fine."
He was stomping on his
My
head.
hand
with
is
full
gone, man.
force.
Somebody said that to me. My hand is gone. You got a whole.
Well, I don't
in
know
your
if
head.
that guy
You
like
can murder a person
if
by
that
stomping
guy is
on their
strong.
head.
Is he a regular
he seemed
human?
normal. I mean, I don't know if he's a regular human or not,
I don't know
but
what the fuck he
stomping
is.
on, getting your head stomped on, he might have
What
survived.
are we
We
talking
don't know.
about next? 'Cause I'm done with Rex.
Okay,
I want
I-
to talk about. Is it my turn? I want
Wait.
to talk about how much I love Debbie.
Hold on, let me make sure I'm done with Rex.
Let's talk about that.
And we're going to robot next because we already started on
I want
it.
to talk about Debbie.
Okay,
Let's
fine,
talk
we'll do
about
Debbie. But let me make sure I'm done with Rex.
I love Debbie and Sandra Oh. No, the first thing is her voice acting. She is the best actress in the show.
Nothing more to say about Rex. Promise
As,
you.
as far as like characters and their voice acting and being believable and feeling the emotion on their voice, feeling the exhaustion and stuff like that, Sandra Oh captured being a confused, deceived, trying her best
Loving.
superhero mom.
What?
Well, she's a tough bitch
and
too.
sassy.
She's tough
She's
as
like,
hell.
"Don't talk back to me. I'm your mom.
Yeah, she's
She is
Just because
her
you got
own-
powers now
She's
don't
not.
mean
I
I'm
wouldn't call her a tiger mom. She's on the borderline tiger mom, but like, you know, in the first part of the season, she was struggling with being like, okay, well, I was my husband's an awful person, and everybody knows now. Even her going to superhero AA, they even rejected her there. So I really felt for her. And then like everything she went through, like she found out about Oliver, and she's just like, fuck, this fucker went and had
Let's
another
rewind.
baby.
Let's rewind.
And
because
she's being a mom to Oliver, even though she hates
I could just
the whole
see it.
situation.
Nolan and
Go ahead.
Go.
He told me, "I don't care about what Debbie's going through. I want to see Mark." And I'm like,
did you
"Bro,
grow up with both your parents?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I'm just asking.
Yes,
I didn't.
no.
I grew up with just my mom, so I really feel everything that Debbie goes through. And it's
I
not
am.
just because she's a single parent. It's not that she was a single parent, but a lot of the things she goes through, it reminds me of my own mom. A lot of the struggle, the heartbreak, and having to do everything by yourself, basically. Also just being a strong woman, and then having no type of powers at all. Granted, she's the weakest character in the show, possibly, and then she's also
And also
mentally
has
one of
Oliver,
the strongest.
I like the way that they
Actually,
are
no.
doing. There's a lot of characters. So like there are characters that I don't care about. That's just a random mention. But there are characters that I don't care about, but I like what they did with the character. Debbie is one of them. I like what they, if you're going to show me something about the way that they took their time to just, every now and then show her in the kitchen. Somebody came, the scene where the girl came and they had wine and stuff like that.
Are you talking about
These are
Red
all
Rush's wife?
Olga.
Yeah.
Olga?
Red
That was
Rush's
a
wife.
beautiful scene.
That all of the
All
scenes
of
that they
these scenes
did with her were character developed. It just basically, solidified. Like she's gone through a process.
What about back in
we
the
care
first
about
season
her.
when she finds out that she finds the uniform with the blood on it and she takes it to the tailor
First of
herself?
I think that she's more of a supporting character
No!
in the first season because it was mainly like you just see her reactions to things and you kind of understand, okay, I don't know. I wasn't too concerned with her, which is why getting into the second season, I was concerned because nobody likes to be called a pet. But to
was
that,
tough.
just to that extent, like, dang, you just disrespected her mom. But it was mainly, just that. So in the second season, when they started doing things with just her in the scene, I was like, okay, what are we doing here? Like,
Do you
That's,
remember
that's
the
how I
first-
felt about Donald.
Do you remember the first season where Omni-Man was destroying Mark and about to kill him, and he has that flashback where Debbie is teaching him why he is so
That's
important
what I was
to
gonna
nurture
say.
him as a child and
That's
stuff
what I
like
was gonna
that?
say.
She is their rock. She is the reason that they are people in general. Omni-Man wouldn't be having the character development he's having now if it
If
wasn't
it
for
wasn't for Debbie, they're
I agree.
establishing that.
If it were Debbie, literally humanized him because let me get. Hold on. Here I come.
We still actually see you.
Oh, I know, but I don't know how well the
We
mic
can hear
picks
you.
up what I'm saying.
You see
I know
that?
you can hear me.
No.
I know that can hear me too.
You
When the
see
bar
that thing
turns
metering?
orange, you're
Yeah, I'm
more
about
than
to say.
loud.
Oh, okay. So let me tell you. I definitely bring that up when I'm talking about Debbie
that good?
because what?
Like, the trail looks good.
You've never had this?
I haven't had that specific.
What? This is one of the most popular trail mixes.
Just some of that.
Okay. Well, anyway, one of the most important points that I bring up to people, yes, we're going back to season 1, but that baseball game, when she gives him a speech about why little tiny things to him are super important. Why does he cry when he's beating up Mark? He has a flashback of seeing Mark's little tiny victories in life and why things are like the reason why he's having his struggle right now is because Debbie was his freaking rock. Debbie taught him how to be a human because he definitely I love how she actually they give her this moment to explain what it was like when they first got together because
I like her too.
Mark and Amber are going through it and so
I have things. Oh.
yeah.
You want to talk about Amber next?
No, I just
Hold
like them. I'm not into it right now.
Sorry, go ahead.
When Mark and Amber are going through it, he asks his mom, okay, what was it like for you when y'all were dating? And she's like, oh, actually it was the same. But what I think is really significant as well is that I don't think that Debbie goes through the same type of like people targeting his wife and threatening her because when they get together, Nolan is already like good at being a superhero. Mark is just becoming a superhero, but Nolan is already like a beast at a super, not just a regular, like the best in the freaking universe. So nobody's targeting her. Nobody's like
even the Viltrumites look up to Nolan. Oh, Gianna's laptop.
short detour. I mean short.
Intervention.
Yeah, no.
I really do think that I see.
Pull your chair back.
Oh, that's good. I see. What's her name? Omni-Man's wife, and what's her name? Amber.
Mm-hmm.
They have the same fixations, and therefore now the same problems.
This.
Yep.
But it's
I don't
different.
like Amber that much.
I like
Compared to Debbie. Like,
I have a
people
lot to say about
I really like Debbie, but Amber, it's not that I dislike Amber. It's just that, like, similar to you, how you feel like you have characters you don't care about and you like what they did with them. I didn't like Amber in previous seasons, and I like her more, but I still don't care about her in this season.
That's
how do
because
you
you
feel about
already
Amber?
know. That's because you just really want Mark and Eve to be together,
Oh
and
my
Amber's in the way.
bias.
I don't
Yeah.
ship. Hold on, I don't ship anybody. If anything, if you want me to ship Mark with somebody,
There's nobody to ship Mark with.
I don't know.
Besides Eve,
Yeah,
I guess
besides
so.
those two, it's either
there's
one.
nobody else.
But it's not that I like.
And this-
I like I like Amber's character design. Oh no! Well, hold on.
Oh,
You-
I'm
you-
just joking. I'm just joking.
If only you knew.
I was thinking about other women. I was thinking about other
Nothing.
women
I can't
with
say
powers.
nothing. But I got accidental spoilers, so that was
No
funny.
spoilers.
I need to
No
know.
spoilers.
People who watch the video will laugh at that.
No
Only
spoilers.
I knew what. I didn't-
Shipping. She was
So
talking about
anyway,
shipping in
la
this.
la
She was
la.
talking about shipping in this and Mark. And next season,
I
you
was
guys
just
are gonna-
thinking about other women with powers because there's not that many.
Next season, we're going to.
They're gonna
come back to
introduce
this.
somebody. They
We're not talking about next season.
I
But next
don't care.
season, we're going to come
I
back to
don't
this
care.
this moment.
I don't care.
Tell us. I can't wait to see that.
All right. So
Um,
anyway, we were talking about Debbie.
Yeah, Debbie.
I'm gonna get to Amber. We're talking about Debbie. In the first season, we see her cry like less because, of course, like after Chicago happens, that just the pet stuff, all that was like super revolting. And when when she first sees Mark, she's like, "Hey, Mark, I'm here." He's crying and she's hugging him and she's being strong and firm. But they get back and she keeps it together until they get in the house. And then she finally gets alone and like cries secretly. But I was like, bro, watching all of that, she had to be so strong.
Watching her alcoholism come in too in the first part of the first season too, that was super relatable to me.
Yeah.
I lost my sister last year, and I dove deep into the bottle, so I could definitely understand what she was going through.
And I love how like she goes to AA and like she's telling the guy like it sucks because she can't grieve properly because her husband didn't die, he's just gone. And it's like you're stuck in suspension, and it just really sucks. Like I remember when I was it's not quite the same thing, but I was trying to grieve my relationship with a guy who I was with, but we weren't quite broken up. We were on a break, but it kind of felt like it, but I couldn't grieve properly because I was just suspended, because it's like you don't really know what's going to happen next. If only I could properly grieve this relationship, but I can't. But I was grieving because he was cheating, but he wasn't cheating because we were on a break. We're not going to get into that. Anyway, we were on a break, and whatever happens during the break happens.
We're gonna. That's the
please don't. I was about to say, we can't go.
That's a whole different podcast.
Yeah. That was years ago.
You want to start another channel where we talk about relationships that get more views?
No.
Probably.
Yes.
You would get so much.
I actually am gonna have my own.
Put me on a relationship podcast.
Are you in a relationship currently? Or are
you
married?
were with?
Of course not.
You remember I was doing the relationship conversations and we made some videos.
Man.
You remember?
Why do you say of course not? You gotta have more faith in yourself, bro.
You said of course. No, I'm gonna be in a relationship soon. I'm pretty sure, but of course not.
No,
Yeah, I have character development to do.
We do self-deprecation here.
Oh no, I'm a great person. I'm a great person, but I have so many hot takes in my mind that it needs. I'm not the kind of person that says everything to everybody, but I want to. So
You perceived yourself early on in the podcast as the person who
That's
would
gonna be
be
the- that's
unpopular
another
because
lesson.
of what you said.
sure
So
enough.
like, does this is straight OT? So do you often have like your opinion is often against the grain?
Oh yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, okay. Well, she was gonna say yes. Yes, my opinion is honestly it's intentionally against the
So
grain.
if
He's
we're not
devil's
talking,
advocate.
and we need to come back to
I know.
Invincible. So if we're talking about just non-Invincible, what's your like life hot take? What's the main thing that
Life
people
hot
piss you off?
take?
Are you like a crazy? Are you like a militant atheist?
No.
Or
Oh, no.
are you like
We
a
love
vegan?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Are you a vegan or like? Tell
I'm
me
a
what hot
vegan.
take that people mostly. What hot take in life mostly pisses people off in your opinion? You're not a vegan. You just said.
No, not
Okay.
a vegan.
I'm trying to figure
Hot
out.
takes that piss
Lifestyle hot
people
take.
off. Lifestyle hot takes that piss people off. And I don't think this pisses people off. I need to say what's people. I just have hot takes off. This is a good proverb, possibly. What you deal with is not what I deal with, so you don't have to work as hard on the stuff that I have to do, and I don't work on the stuff that you have to do, and you should understand that. So, like, if you're trying to help me to, whatever that you're good at,
I dig that.
I don't know, like
We're not going through the
we're
same stuff.
Yeah, exactly. We're not
I
going
dig
through the.
that.
If you're, and I'm a very, I am trying to teach myself how to be aggressive, but I'm oftentimes trying to teach aggressive people how to not be aggressive.
It's better to be assertive.
Assertive, yes.
Oh, come on, but dap me up, girl. It's better to be
Assertive
assertive.
is I call like aggression passive aggressive, and passive I think
I'm
of it
real
like
passive aggressive.
I think I'm passive aggressive.
I should not even lie to you.
I'm passive-aggressive. I'm
I'm pretty
passive-aggressive.
I am
passive aggressive.
straightforward.
I think of it like a spectrum.
Assertively.
And then I put assertive, a friend of mine puts assertive on the spectrum. I don't put it on the spectrum. I think that it is a good mixture of whatever, and I just put it over there by itself. When you've perfected aggressive and passive, you get assertive at some times, because you're passive sometimes, and sometimes when you need to say, you will say. That is assertive.
I don't think assertive is in any way passive.
Assertive in itself isn't, but you don't say that somebody that is assertive is always going to be you. I wouldn't say that somebody that's assertive is somebody that's aggressive, because aggressive is a nature.
I would say
You're always aggressive. Everything about you is aggressive.
Aggressive
but
is
when
when
you're
you're-
assertive, is a moment that's needed.
Aggressive is doing too much. Assertive is being like, well, look, I'm just trying to get this done.
It's a purposeful.
It's
It's
aggressive.
kind of minus
intentional.
toxicity.
Exactly.
It's minus toxicity.
It's minus-
Because
and
aggressive is
therefore-
just aggressive is trying to get what you want
It can be
despite
dangerous.
what anyone else cares
Oh,
about.
aggressive is a fire. Assertive is
A control
I've got
fire.
this fireplace
Hot
stove.
Aggression is
Stove.
a lot of people that are aggressive have a lot of emotions. Oh, another hot take. You know what? You did want to hear. So yes, these are the hot takes that I have. One is that a cheater it's natural to cheat. Thought about that. I think it's natural to want to cheat. I think the brain, before you get into a serious relationship, you have a lot of friends that do a lot of things for you. You don't have one friend that does everything. You have your best friend, and they probably don't do everything for you. So the idea that you now get with one person, blah blah blah, and you're going to a nature that's basically saying, I need everything from you. Whatever I need is gotta, supposedly be from you, and you have to kind of train against that, because you're not gonna get everything from them, and you're not gonna get everything from them right now. Now this is coming from a non-married person, so
Look, I have a lot to say about that, but we're gonna go way off the topic. We go
back
in that
to
direction,
Invincible?
and I'm certain Jamesy's got a lot to say about that.
Oh yeah, I
Let's
need a
go
whole
back to
separate
Invincible for a
podcast.
second. Yeah, we're gonna.
I need a whole separate podcast.
Yeah.
right. I told you. That was a good one.
You guys want to keep doing characters?
Yeah.
Yes.
Keep going characters.
Debbie, I'm gonna finish on Debbie. Are we
You were
finishing
still on
Debbie?
Debbie? Anything else you got to say? I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say about it.
So when we got off topic, I was talking about how she was dealing with before. What are we squinting? Okay, things are good. I was talking about before, Mark came along, how they were talking about how their relationship grew, and you brought up how you felt like it's a bad trait to be attracted to grandeur,
yeah, she liked the
extreme
empowerment,
powerful things.
And so did
I
Amber.
don't really know exactly how he
not
came
really.
onto her, and I wouldn't say that about Amber, but we're gonna get to her in a second.
She stayed. She
Yes,
must like something.
yes. I don't think that
I think
it's
that's
toxic.
more true for Debbie than Amber.
It is more true
Yeah,
for Debbie than
especially
Amber.
because
I believe that.
when they got together, he did not have powers. So anyway, he just got powers. So anyway,
He just got.
no, because baby boy beat him up, and she was like,
He
you
also
know what?
let.
He stood up for me. I'm gonna talk to you.
He let
Gracie."
him. He was okay with letting him beat up. Was that?
It
Am
was
I
before he
remembering
got his
that wrong?
powers, though.
I don't know.
It was
if that's-
before
I
he
don't
got
think
his
they got
powers.
together.
It was
Yeah.
before Mark got his powers. That bully beat him up
Am I
because he
recalling-
stood up to him.
Did you watch
Am I
because
that?
recalling this
Did you
wrong?
watch
But
this?
didn't he let him beat him up and he wasn't affected by it or something like that?
after
He
it was
Oh, that was
after he
later,
got his
okay.
powers
That was a
because
while
there was
ago
more
now.
than one situation.
But
So
were
the
they
first
together?
situation.
Season 1 aired.
No,
years
here's how.
ago
This
now.
is why she liked him. Okay, here's what happened.
This is why.
The bully was hitting on Amber and wouldn't stop. And William was like, "Leave it alone, bro. Leave it alone." And he was like, "No, we gotta stop this." So he's like, "Hey, she said no. Leave her alone." Bully beats him up, and she was like, he stood up to me. I like that. Let me talk to some Mark Grayson, right?" And then after he gets his powers, and then
He doesn't yet.
Bully comes back, starts talking trash. Mark is like, "Punch me," and nothing happened.
Right, and then she's like, "Okay."
No. This is after.
They're not together. They didn't get together till. This is after
Let's go
they
back.
got
Hold
together.
on. Let me finish, Debbie, and then we're talking about Amber next.
This is sure. We're talking about our now.
Gosh darn
We
it!
got to end it with Debbie.
I'm
Debbie
finishing
is
Debbie.
finished.
I don't have nothing to say about
I have
Amber.
nothing to say about Debbie.
That's because you didn't care about her,
Oh
but I cared about her the
I
whole
have what I had
time.
to say about.
I just wanna say
you
my
already
AA
know
part.
I love Debbie, so I've said everything.
I
need
want to say my AA part.
Go ahead.
Okay. Aww. It seems like that black dude had a crush on her at first
Yeah, sure
because he
did.
was like, "Hey, go out with a drink. Go out with me for a drink."
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like what she was going through was really important because like it really like helps you understand the whole depth of like the effects that Omni-Man is having on people. Because we're seeing like the AA group, like other people's lives who were affected, how baby girl had to keep her relationship secret. The one who died, the green girl that died, was in the relationship with the black man. And of course we see Atlantis, the king of Atlantis died, and Mark had to go down there. So like we're seeing like how Debbie's affected and like how the other people whose spouses have died are
I
affected.
thought Natasha was an excellent character. They didn't show her the second part of the season, Red Rush's wife. I thought that she was an excellent character.
Olga.
Her acting is amazing. Her and Debbie's conversation was
Yeah.
And it's not even like it was anything like, on some like, yes, the King of the North returns or anything crazy like that, but it's just a conversation between two humans that was well written.
I loved that. Absolutely.
Can we talk about before we go, because we're starting to run out of time? So tell me how you guys feel about Anissa.
Okay. Do you
Want to talk about Anissa?
Who's in this?
She
Well,
was the
she's
other
the
Vulture
Viltrumite.
Mite, the female.
I like her. I do think that she served a purpose, which is basically to continue the
I have things to say.
character development of the Vultramites in a whole, just understanding, and then we're just starting to get into like the compromises of the Vultramites, because you think that they're not compromisable for a while. So now Omni-Man leaves. Okay, what's going on? And then other stuff happens.
I still don't feel like they're very compromisable.
They are.
there's
I think
Barely.
they are.
She said, "Do what we say."
I
And
know,
let
but
me tell you why this is intelligent. They're still not gonna budge though. Like they don't compromise.
I think that something about them is, it's not that they're budging, it's just that they're, again, I remember somebody saying something about black and white. They're so black and white that the gray is going to get them messed up.
Also, I wonder how true Anissa's statements. So the way she's describing it, she's talking about their societies are so egalitarian. I don't know if I believe that.
I feel like
Egalitarian in terms of being the perfect society. This would be a paradise if the Viltrumites were ruling over it.
Oh,
I don't believe that.
they believe
I
it.
don't believe that.
They believe it, but of course we don't believe it because we are human. Of course it seems terrible, but it seems like it's logical to them. Things that are logical and rational sometimes are terrible because we have our beliefs. We have our like the reason why Mark continues to tell her no is because it's like, okay, I know we're messing up, but it is our choice and our decision and our experience, and it is more important to us that we grow on our own versus you forcing us to grow. So of course, it makes sense to them, but it's not going to work with us. It's why we like Mark so much, because it's like, okay, but the human part of that is we want to be fair.
I like Mark because he's funny.
That too.
I think Mark is hilarious. Just as this, not even trying to be, just him talking
Alan
to villains
is hilarious.
and being. Oh, so let's talk about Alan for a second.
No. I still need to talk about Anissa.
I want to talk
You
about.
are-
Okay, so go on about Anissa. I want to talk about Alan though.
I love Alan.
Alan's one of my favorite characters right
I
now.
love him so
Yeah, because
much.
He's so
strong enough
hilarious.
to now do something. I like that.
Well,
But Anissa, I'm gonna talk
not
about
just because
this.
he's strong, it's just because of his dialogue. The fact that he's such a bro.
He is definitely.
He sounds.
is.
I would like to. Alan seems like the type of dude. I
And
would be
he
smoking
got
up.
some. And she cute.
I feel like I would
Mark
be.
got some too.
Man, I'd be chilling with Alan, and I feel like we'd just be talking about bullshit.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's so fun to hang out with.
Yep.
And
Douchebag is a word in y'all's language. Can I keep using this?
that was
Can
so
I please keep using
hilarious.
douchebag?
He's just sort of like, I don't even like your beard. Tell him I don't like his beard. It's missing the best parts of a beard.
Speaking
Like,
of
the middle,
beards.
like-
Speaking of beards, tell me why all of a sudden the leader of the resistance rips off his beard and it's like, you're a Viltrumite?
that was awesome.
But why do we know he's a Viltrumite?
Why
Because
not?
he ripped
But
off
that
his beard.
jaw
I
structure.
just don't understand.
I was thinking the same thing, so I'm assuming that all the
Do
Viltrumites
all
have
of
the
them
same,
shave?
have a very strong jaw structure.
Do none of them have beards?
So if you look at the female Viltrumites, do they not have
Yes,
very
they got
strong
very-
jaws?
They all
also?
shave.
What
but
about the
like,
big
all have
dude?
there are
What about the big
humans-
dude? Did he have a strong jaw?
there are
structure?
humans who... No,
Isn't it
that dude
true?
was fat. You remember the black
Yeah.
guy?
So
was fat.
Jonah has a mustache, but
Who's
I'm sorry,
Jonah?
not Jonah.
The
No,
big dude that got his guts
No.
cut.
I mean,
Yeah,
Omni-Man.
we're talking about the big black dude that his intestines came
No, he
out.
wasn't black.
Who took? He
Did
was
he have
black.
a beard?
No,
The dude that
was a
took
big
down
white dude.
the dude that took down Nolan before they captured him. He was black.
Did he have a beard?
No, mustache.
So they don't have. So Viltrumites don't have beards.
So they just keep. He ripped his beard off, still had his mustache, and he's like, "You're a Viltrumite,
That was crazy.
bro."
That he knew he was
humans,
a Viltrumite.
humans have mustaches, and they shave their beards. I
He
just
do.
want to understand.
That's just fucking hilarious.
How do we know he's a Viltrumite?
It's because of the jaw, dude. All the Viltrumites have the same jaw.
But
Look at
no
the women.
humans have that jaw.
No. Well,
No
maybe.
other races?
Alan knows.
I don't know what it is.
Wait a
about
minute.
it, man.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. They said that he was Viltrumite when he was Viltrumite. What did they think he was before he ripped the beard off.
Wasn't that the craziest reveal of all time? Did you expect him to take his whole beard off? I was not expecting that shit at all.
No. When he ripped his beard
like,
off, I just didn't know what it meant. I was like, why is this significant?
He said, "You're a Viltrumite." That shit was so funny.
I was like, why was that so dramatic?
How do you feel about that scene? Do you just think it's the funniest shit of all time, or is that a plot hole for you?
I just want to know.
To me, it's just the
what is
funniest
it about
shit
the
of all
beard?
time.
They just don't grow beards? Grow a beard. Now we don't know where he is for all these years that he's been hiding because he has a beard.
Because it was like it was going to be serious.
Nolan grows a beard.
At first,
Nolan grew a beard like twice.
Okay, maybe you're right. Damn.
Because he was out there, but it was
he
only
always
because
cut it though.
He was out there in the space and he was being depressed and junk, and he had a beard.
It's like they can't grow a beard. I think maybe it's like
they always shave.
You better
Viltrumites always shave.
Yeah.
No
I
beard.
feel like they just shave with their hands and shit. They just chop their beard
No.
off.
Almost cut their head off?
And shit. Yeah, they're very precise. The weak chop their heads off. They're already taken out of society. All the Viltrumites now are strong and they shave perfectly.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you
Even
what I
the
like in
women.
this one. Here's what I like in this one. She kind of reminds me of like who I try to be to people. Please don't take this wrong.
Yeah,
Let me tell you why.
We're
Okay.
gonna come back to
I'm
this next season.
I'm envisioning
Let
her
me tell
right
you.
now. So
Let me tell you. So she's very straightforward. She's like, I'm gonna tell you exactly why I'm here. I'm gonna tell you why. We're not gonna waste time with it. I'm gonna be straightforward, and I'm gonna tell you the things that benefit you. And then I'm gonna come. You know, you got a little errand to run. You gotta go save some humans. Cool. I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna let you save the humans. So you know, cool. You're not saving them right. I'm gonna help you out so we can continue to have our conversation. Kill this thing so your humans were dying.
Man.
I'm gonna kill this thing so your humans can stop dying, and then I'm gonna show you why your world. This is helping my point. Your world would be safer if I wasn't here. You would have let all the humans die, right? She's proven her point. I feel like she's trying to be the most logical. She's trying to be reasonable. She's trying to show you, hey, look, I'm trying to be on your side. I can help you. We all can help you.
She's definitely a bad bitch. I don't like Anissa because of spoilers. We're just gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
Well,
P Diddy.
I
mean, obviously we don't like her because she's the.
What are we doing?
Please don't.
Yeah.
I hate
You
spoilers.
can't just say that.
Shut
P Diddy, bro.
So anyway,
She show up like, you want to come to a party?
please shut up. I hate spoilers. Oh my gosh.
We'll just move on. We'll move
Both
on.
of y'all,
We'll
shut
move
up.
on. We'll move on.
So anyway,
He's gonna go look at it.
I like
Look it up for real.
he's gonna look it up. I'm gonna stay like I
Don't
didn't
tell
hear that.
James you don't text her.
I will punch both of y'all like she punched him into the ground.
She stomped him into the ground.
She said.
That's why I like it
Imagine
so much.
being like this. She beat the shit out of him, and she's like, "Oh, it's not my
And
place to
she
kill
was
you."
sexy while she did it. I'm sorry,
She is sexy.
but I'm just saying like how I try to be straightforward with people. I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing. I'm gonna tell you why I'm doing it, and I'm gonna try to show you, and I'm gonna try to help you. But obviously, I'm not as forceful with her, and I'm not gonna try to kill you if you don't go my way. I'll just be like, I showed you reason. I was patient with you. If you don't dig it, okay, bye. Deuces.
I think all the Viltrumites are like this though. Look at Omni-Man and his true personality
Exactly.
back in the day
I
before
was
his
gonna say
before
that.
his face turned. And think about also the general.
Wait.
Remember the general when they first took Omni-Man on the planet with the bugs, the Thraxans, and he was just sort of like, "Hey, you're gonna work for us now, and you're gonna take over that planet, and we'll be back later." And he like punched the shit out of him. Like I feel like they all behave that way.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. That's why I believe that she just there for character. But I don't wonder
I
why
have
they sent
lots
her.
to say
I
about
think
that.
I just really loved it that they don't show a lot of girl Viltrumites. I really like that.
Yeah, we've seen one.
They
We've
the
seen one other.
ponytail,
one
the
other.
ponytail girl.
But
with
she
the
was
light-
just a stupid
I was
villain,
like,
of course.
buddy,
not
I
stupid.
really like this.
No, I'm not.
But yeah,
when
she-
I say stupid, I'm not talking about her intelligence. When I
She was.
understand
She
whenever
died quickly.
this is for the podcast. Understand whenever I refer to a stupid villain, I mean a character who's evil for the purposes of the story.
Yeah.
That's when I say stupid villains. That's what I mean. I don't mean that they're actually retarded.
Yeah. No, I know. Well, I knew that you didn't mean retarded, but
I gotta
thank you
stop
for
saying that,
explaining
bro.
further.
We're never gonna make any money
Oh,
if I keep using that
Dang.
term.
What? Okay,
Moving
stupid.
right along.
Back to stupid.
It's okay, I can cut it out.
Anyway,
I'm not
I
gonna look
just like this because I was like, I feel like she was obviously when she threatened Amber, that junk was kind of messed up. But I think she mainly just did it
She came
so
on
that
business.
Yep.
She-
She mainly just did it because she was like, "Hey, Mark, we need to talk right now, and you're probably not going to leave unless I do something drastic." So here's the drastic thing. But she already knew he was going to come.
She's such a villain.
That's why I said like she's just to me, she's just
She's-
another
she was.
Viltrumite.
This is how she was
Yeah.
raised.
That was, you know what I'm saying? So when they
This is
brought
how
her
she was
down there, it
raised.
was just
She's a
like, she's just
Viltrumite.
another one of them
Yeah.
trying to get across them. I think they would
This is how they act. This
done
is how she was raised.
multiple times or something like that. Like
Yeah,
this
for
is
sure.
not, this is their first time doing it on Earth, and they're probably gonna do it again. Because at the end, it was like,
They
you
probably
gonna kill
just-
me, or do you need me? You don't need me.
They probably just
Oh.
expected Nolan to dominate Earth and just verse it. They probably never expected it to go
They
this
never
far.
expected it to go.
They're
because
they're
Nolan
flabbergasted
has-
by what happened to Nolan.
Nolan is
Flabbergasted.
old, and they're really trying to figure it out. But
You're
like,
my hero.
it's
What?
yeah. That guy was like, "You've been my hero since I was a kid."
Please don't
Like,
let me kill you. I'm like, boy, that boy would.
And
Right.
I mentioned
Yeah,
to
I
them
don't think they can
earlier,
take Nolan.
Nolan has. There's not a lot of them that have gray hair. Nolan has gray hair, and
I'm sorry to interrupt you. There's an old phrase. They say, "Beware of the old man in a profession where men die young."
I like that.
Yeah, he did too.
But yeah, let me tell you something that's wild to me, right? So this is near the beginning of. It's in the first half of season 2, right? All that junk happens with the Thraxans. The Viltrumites come. Homie's literally like, "Hey, we're coming to your planet. Get them together, or we gonna kill everybody." Cool? Cool. See you soon. Mark goes back to Earth like this conversation never happened. Mark goes back to Earth. Saw Dad. Oh, we got this kid. By the way, the Viltrumites are coming. Nope, none of that. Bro, I was so bothered because he acted like that conversation didn't happen. Hey, Cecil. By the way, the Viltrumites are coming.
I've been more.
See, I think Cecil got all that.
No, he didn't. He didn't have any radio, nothing. He was gone, and Cecil was mad because he couldn't talk to him for 2 months.
Yeah, no, that's not what I meant. I meant by the time he got back, Cecil knew what was going on. By the
Cecil
time he got back,
only knew.
he was just sort of like, you know.
he didn't know the Viltrumites were coming. None of them knew. They didn't know
Yeah,
because I
she did
just
show up.
rewatched it yesterday.
He didn't tell them that. I'm pretty sure he told
No.
multiple people that his dad was taken,
He
unless
told-
I'm wrong.
Here's what.
And then Cecil's got listening devices everywhere.
Not
Even in his
on
house.
Thrax.
Yeah,
What's
not
the
on
Thrax?
another planet.
Not on the other planet. He couldn't talk to. So here's what happened.
He came back and told
Cecil
few people,
heard the conversation that his dad was taken by the Viltrumites to go on trial. But Cecil does not know that the Viltrumites are planning to come to Earth next to take it over. They know that he was taken, but he doesn't say, by the way, they're coming here.
So, you know, when Anissa showed up, you know, he wasn't surprised by none of that.
No, he was.
They were.
They were surprised. I just rewatched it before I got here. I'm sorry.
You watched it here.
No. I watched it because I was watching it today.
Oh.
I watched when Anissa got there. Wait, did I watch that here? I know I watched the last episode here. So the one before that, the last episode was with and what's that guy? The black guy, Levy.
And then also keep in mind that
Angstrom.
Cecil didn't even get a chance to talk to Mark because Mark, as soon as he talked to Mark, he was just sort of like, when you're going to tell me you're back? And then Cecil let him know that he was in on a bunch of stuff that already. And he was just like, so you already
The
know everything.
conversation
Remember?
that he had with his mom
So
when
nobody,
he got back to the house.
Mark likely
But he
didn't know that
didn't
the
say that
Viltrumites
they
were
were-
coming either.
He told them. So-
the general back on the planet was just sort of like, yes, go take over the planet. We'll be there soon.
Yes.
He came back and he told multiple of his friends about that, and then he ran into Cecil later.
He told
After he talked to his first or second friend, Cecil had already teleported in front of him. So
Yes.
by then, Cecil had known because he had told his first friend.
But he knew that his dad got captured and he brought the son back. I'm telling you, I just watched it.
And not to
he
mention,
told his-
Cecil's a smart guy. He can put two and two together. The fact that he made contact with the Viltrumites, the fact that his brother is there, like, nobody knows what the strength of the Viltrumites is or what to do in that situation. One Viltrumite and they're useless. So what could Cecil even do if he had the information?
Well,
Prepare what?
listen.
They still have things that they're dealing
I
with on
agree
Earth.
with that. I definitely agree with that. But I just feel like he at least could have said something. Because here's what he told his mom. He told his mom why the baby was there.
Exactly, the baby.
Dad got captured, and
What I'm saying to you, Jamesy, is they have no way to prepare.
oh, I know.
Would you like to move on to the next character?
Okay, fine. I just really wish. I was just really mad that Mark didn't say anything.
You're trying to find. And it's not that it's not a plot hole, but I feel like you'd be trying to poke holes in the story in situations where we only have a few hours left to record.
Okay, fine.
So who wants to go? You guys want to talk anything else about Invincible? You miss anything?
A lot.
Well, I was going to say, while we're talking about character development, we didn't talk about the main characters, and that was because we were probably trying to. Well, actually, I was talking about Omni-Man.
Oh, so Omni-Man's got some character development. Go ahead.
The books.
Keep going.
That's everything about.
The books is a good one.
Everything about, and first of all, this shows the soft side of me, or whatever. But I like how black and white starts to turn gray in his mind, and he is being portrayed basically as the first of he's being portrayed as the first, but then you find out that there's another one on the whatever. But it's like he's struggling, of course, with this humanity and feelings and stuff like that. Still doing his Viltrumite things. I think I literally just watched a review while I was coming out here about like how he would have rather done what he was supposed to do on Earth on a new planet because it was easier, and it's not because it was easier, but he just did it instead of going back and trying to like figure things out. He just was like, you know what, I'm gonna stay here, make a baby, as he again tried to do on Earth, all this good stuff, and then immediately was like, the black and white of it is not, hey, I know you might not want to see me. It's the black and white is like, you gotta take care of your brother. He's your brother. You gotta take care. That's all he said. I was like, this brother don't know nothing about feelings or nothing. But character development for real, and also big part of me is I'm a big Mark should have killed that girl on the planet.
What girl?
With a blade on her hair.
Yes. Should have killed. That should have been the first one. We could talk about the next one.
Yeah, I think it's funny that Mark talked to Batman because I feel like he's on like Batman shit, right?
I mean, he fought Darkwing, which is their Batman.
Yeah.
That was funny.
And his apprentice.
Well, actually, no. He didn't fight actual
Dark.
It was his sidekick. It's like we don't use that term.
I like that I like that in all of the flaws that Omni-Man has, he does still understand that when you got to do something, it's either you or them, and it's like that's something that Mark got to understand.
If you look at our Avatar podcast, our last episode, we also talk about how the other avatars were trying to convince Avatar Aang to finish off the Fire Lord because he found his own way. One of the other avatars was a wind user like him, and she was like, I had to murk this motherfucker to get it done. Even though Aang found another way, I find it very interesting that Mark has done this. And then let's talk about the end of the episode. He kills Angstrom Levy, and the reason he does it is because he keeps on threatening his family, and he feels like he can't find another way to put him down. Right. He said a lot of different things, didn't he? He said, I thought he was stronger, and he was like, I lost control.
Lost his control. I don't think he decided.
He said a lot of different things to himself. He was just sort of like, I thought you were stronger. You made me do it. I had to do it, and then he was just sort of like, I lost control. It was a lot of reasons.
Yeah. I think he lost control. I don't think he definitely wanted to kill him, but I don't think he consciously was like,
I think he had to do it too. The guy's way too powerful.
He was.
He could have just kept opening up portals, and he had no desire to stop.
I'm still disappointed. I really wanted him to be that good guy he was at the beginning.
I mean,
Mark or Angstrom?
Angstrom. But I knew, I know there had to be, I know why.
And then the black man too, like,
hold on.
Come
Let
on.
me say what I was going to say to Daniel before I forget, because I was trying to hold it. All right.
I'm listening. I'm all ears.
Nan, Omni-Man. He did not go to Draxon?
No, but he didn't leave.
You didn't let me
saved him.
Listen,
go ahead.
You didn't let me finish my freaking statement.
Go ahead.
He didn't go there to conquer it because there was no way that this was going to be acceptable to Viltrum because they cannot mate with creatures like them. They can only mate with other Viltrumite-looking, humanoid-looking creatures. There was no way that he already knew this. He was like, hey, the Viltrumites aren't going to accept your brother because I made it with an insect. You have to help us.
I think that he actually saved like the astronauts, and he was gonna kill himself at first. He was gonna jump into a black hole.
Yes,
and he like
he
saved
saved
them
their
instead.
lives.
Beautiful.
He was about to.
Oh
That was
my
a
God.
beautiful scene.
You love
The
that
music-
That was
it was
I love that
beautiful.
because he was
The music
standing
too, you're right.
outside of a black hole,
And it was beautiful.
How
It was
can
gorgeous
it be?
music.
But music.
No,
Just beautiful.
But
The
in my
beard.
logical mind, no, this is what my logical mind said. My logical mind said, right now they're depicting a black hole that's pulling light in, and he's not moving in. What is his body made out of? You know, that's where my mind decided to go. Because how are you, again, a black hole pulling light in that can't escape?
It's like genetic
And you
excellence.
yourself can like,
Wow.
yeah.
It's genetic excellence. The Omni-Man's very powerful.
He was holding himself.
He
And
can exist in the
he
void of
almost let
space.
himself go. I actually like
And fly
felt,
through space.
So I was
Goodness
definitely really
gracious.
mad at him, but I did feel I of course when he first flew away and we saw that he was crying, I was
Yeah.
like, I think there's something there.
That was a beautiful
And
scene.
then we
It's a
see him
beautiful scene.
because he's like,
Dang it.
when I rewatched it, it was more than one tear. At first, I
Yeah,
thought
he
it was
was
just
crying.
one tear.
Yeah, man. He
Because
was
I saw the
crying.
one
That was a
tear.
You like
man
that
cry.
part where he was like, as he flew through the atmosphere?
Yeah,
it burns away the blood and
exactly.
stuff,
He
too. That
says
was
a
kinda
man
crazy.
cried.
No,
That was
no.
a man's
When
cry.
Anissa flew through that monster, and then the blood was on her, and she stopped, and all the blood flew off.
Oh, and I love
That
all
was
the, so
dope.
the blood in the ocean, too. Like, the ocean was red.
Yeah.
I was
Just
sick.
to let you know, there was a lot.
She
of
a bad
blood.
bitch. And I can't wait for y'all to... Next
Yes.
season, y'all are not going to like
So
her.
anyway,
We're not
la
gonna
la
like
la.
I'm really trying to figure out what this Diddy thing is.
I like
You'll
to
see.
shut up.
You'll see.
I got to see because he already said.
So
I gotta
anyway-
figure it
I ain't
out.
going to tell you, but you already know.
So anyway, I hate both of you. So anyway,
Everybody knows the spoiler, bro.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know
This
this.
is the most prolific spoiler in the all of Invincible.
I'm
I ain't gonna say
I
nothing
hate
else.
you
okay.
guys
I'm gonna find
so
it.
much.
I'm literally ignorant.
Why are you
It's
still
super
talking?
controversial.
I'm trying to talk about Omni-Man wanting to commit suicide.
I don't even know how they're gonna pull it off next
It was
season.
so. Why are you still talking about? You just want to see my reactions. Get out my face.
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I'm about to look it up.
So Omni-Man
Don't look it up yet. Wait,
about
at
to
least
commit
wait. At least wait.
suicide, right? But then he sees these people. They about to die. He saves them, right? He was about to fly away because he was like, I saved y'all. Let me go back to being miserable. And they were like, please stay.
Miserable.
So he literally was just winging it at that point. He didn't make a decision like, let me try to start up. No. Because that, I feel like having that baby was like a solidification of his defiance because he knew that that baby would not be accepted. He was like, all right, I quit as a Viltrumite. That's it. Like, I might as well have a baby that'll never be in the Empire. Might as well.
You think he just became human? He just went to
No.
another planet, fell in love again. It wasn't
No.
necessarily an act of defiance. He just found a woman that he
Exactly.
loved and he got a baby with
He
her.
was already kind of like
She
going
looked
down
really young when he saved
He
her.
was going down a spiraling hole.
Do you think? I don't think that it was on
they
purpose.
had
I think he
already
was just.
wanted to make him ruler over basically the whole world.
They called him
It was
Emperor.
like an easy.
Emperor.
It was like an easy.
It
What
was
he was
easy
supposed
to
to do
just-
on Earth. It was already
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
Everything was
was
already
easy.
handled besides the baby.
I don't
Yeah.
think it was
So,
on purpose.
It was easy. It
I
wasn't
don't-
on purpose,
I
but
mean,
it was easy
but I
for him
do
to
think
get
that-
comfortable there and love somebody.
I do think that a part of, because I really can see this idea of all the stuff that he was supposed to do on Earth. Have a kid that was a Viltrumite that actually had powers and take over Earth, which is the two things that he was trying to do apparently, because he went through a lot of wives apparently just to have a kid that had powers.
I think that he like.
Wait.
had taken
Have a
over
lot.
hundreds.
You mean on other planets?
He
Not
took
on
over
Earth.
hundreds
I
of
mean-
planets before this.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not-
Yeah,
Well,
he's
either-
taking over planets.
But he said
He's
something
conquered worlds.
specifically having to do with having a kid. He was, because he had many wives, and he had many kids, but he hadn't had a kid that had powers.
Does he have
He has
other kids?
he had other kids. They made that statement in the first one. All of his kids didn't get powers, but then Mark had powers, which was what he was like waiting for. Like, do you have your powers? I don't know if you're gonna get your powers. He's supposed to have his powers by now because he's had other kids.
I'm gonna have to be
and other wives.
I don't
that
remember
I'd have
that
to
part,
rewatch
but
it.
Yeah, I have to
because
go
I don't
back.
remember that. But check this out.
I remember them going into that much detail about his past.
Check this out. I forgot. Keep going.
I'll make sure to send the episode.
So here's my question to y'all: the insect wife
I remember
on
what
the
I was
Planet
gonna say.
Thraxton, would you smash?
Ew.
That she kind of looks.
So James T
I'm
obviously
about to
wouldn't
say
smash.
it's
Would you
not that I
smash?
would.
She's a bug.
I feel like
I hate bugs.
you know,
Oh, okay,
if
you're
there was
racist,
a
that's
bug,
fine.
I feel like
I'm speciesist, not racist.
You too?
I'm not-
You wouldn't smash because she's
it's
a bug?
not that I wouldn't.
So you would smash is what you're telling us.
She looked nice.
She seemed
for
like a
a
really
bug.
nice
Bugs.
person.
She
Yeah,
looked nice for a
I would have.
bug.
At first, I'd have been like, "Well, you're a different species,
She's a
and
nice
you look like
person.
an ant." But then after a while, I would have really liked her personality, and I might have fallen in love. and
If I was
smashed.
on the planet, she
I
looked
like her
really good for all
personality.
the rest of
But
them.
I think
Yeah,
the rest
that's
of
all
them have
personality.
that personality because she was like, hey,
And they only
you
look
live
like
for a
that.
short time.
Yeah.
We don't do shame here. All we do is move forward.
Mhm.
Cool. Like,
Teach me
I
some
love that.
things.
But I feel like all of them are like
What?
that. We don't do shame here.
Try
It's
anything.
not our
Well, we
culture.
gotta eat.
I respect that.
But here's what I want to say.
Okay.
Dog, I lost
Would
it.
you judge me? Wait, don't judge me, y'all. Do not judge me. I would have smashed.
Oh, I remember. Off of her
They didn't know
personality.
what you
Just the
were.
personality. That's what he's
Clearly
saying.
they had
He's
to.
not attracted to bugs. He's not a furry. He's not an anti.
Well, they got
Okay?
exoskeletons.
He's
so
not a
maybe,
Bugsy.
maybe only
Omni-Man
Omni-Man can
figured a
smash
way
because they have
out.
exoskeletons.
Oh
They're
my
bugs, right? So a human wouldn't be able to smash because
But,
they're hard on the outside. Only Omni-Man can smash because
If you
only
really wanna do
only
your
his
research-
penis is strong enough to
If
penetrate
you
their
really
exoskeleton.
If you really want to do your research, you'll look up how ants have and mate. And
How
don't
do
know why
ants
we're
mate?
talking
Do you
about
have to
this.
have an ultra hard?
I don't know.
Does your penis have to be made out of
I don't
diamonds like
know. You
Omni-Man
gotta figure.
does?
I
I
gotta
have
go look
nothing.
it up.
I don't know how Debbie survived.
You know,
First of all-
oh yeah, because Amber, she was
No,
like,
Amber-
I'm not gonna die.
She said, "Are you gonna squish me?
Is it gonna
'Cause
like
you're
be a
strong?
super hard?
If you get too excited."
That was good.
Amber
And
was
he
not
was like-
complaining.
he's
She
like,
was
She
no,
was asking
I'll
all
never
the
do
very
that to you.
smart, very woke, and I believe
Very
also
smart
very
questions.
cultured. Because you know,
And
I like the culture.
Amber survived
but,
too. So
she's very
Survived.
concerned.
I think
She's
she
like,
enjoyed-
I know
the
what I
fact
want.
that they-
She initiates when
Yeah,
she
she
knows
did
what she
not
wants.
complain.
They
She was not
downplayed.
complaining.
I still, and I think I told you about that. They really downplayed this idea. Like it's the first time we actually see Mark having sex and Amber. But I thought that Amber was, she go for what she want, which
She
I
do.
appreciate.
I
So,
like that.
But she's a nerd.
in that
though,
area.
also.
I would
No,
say that
Mark is a
maybe
nerd. He
maybe
took her to
she's
Comic-Con
had-
both nerds.
and
Maybe
left
she's
her.
had more experience. This is what I'm
They're
trying to get
both
at.
nerds.
Maybe Amber has had more experience
She's a
than
nerd
Mark,
for
but we
community
know for a
service
fact that we
and
see that this is the first
being
time we actually
involved
see
in-
Mark doing
yeah.
something.
That's the biggest type of nerd there is.
I wanted it to be special, and they decided to mix it. I mean, they made it funny. Two things happening at once. Not the condom.
That was
Reaching
funny
for the
as hell.
condom. I was like, oh, they're not done yet. I was like, this is
They were just
fine,
getting
but
started.
then they just. I wish it was more
it fit
special.
It was special.
It was special.
Cause not the condom.
He wanted
what was
more.
it
You gotta
again?
have
Was
the
it a
condom.
gold
We were-
packet? What
we're-
was it?
we're
I don't
focused
remember.
on
He's
so
half
much-
Asian, so I'm sure it wasn't a magnet.
We're focused on so
Man.
much.
That was
more.
racist.
He's a-
I was talking about
Wow.
Asian friends and Asian YouTubers. I'm
Wow,
sorry.
I heard that late. Okay, let me say what I was gonna say. So when we first, especially because they cut off the first half of the second season. When we first see Nolan on the planet, I felt the exact same way that Mark felt. Mark was like,
What's up?
"You replaced us." First, he was mad with his wife. Who is this? You're married to mom. What the? And then the baby came. So you just had a whole another baby. I was surprised and I was upset. And he's like, "Hey, I need you to. I lied to you so you can save your brother." He was like, "I didn't make you. You chose this. You put him in danger when you had him. You knew he was in danger. Why is that my fault? Why it gotta be on me? How dare you leave and not even apologize? Not even apologize and be like."
So are you saying? So what would you have done in that situation? Would you have
I would've went
left,
off.
or
Well-
would you have still taken your little brother with you? Like, how do you feel?
So here's the thing. Mark didn't even have enough time to think, right? Because he was trying to think because his dad thought they had more time. He was
Yeah,
like,
but they didn't.
"Hey,
But I'm not talking about Mark. I'm talking about you in that
Oh, I
situation.
know.
Like, what would you have done? in
I'm
that
painting the
situation,
picture
right?
so that I can put myself in it. I'm painting it and then I'm switching us when I get to the
All right,
point.
Go ahead.
Switch.
Go ahead.
So
You got it.
he just found out that his dad was alive. By the way, I got a new wife and son. Oh, you replaced us and you didn't apologize to me and you don't see how this is wrong and you lied to me to get me here. You lied to me to get me here. And now you want me to clean up your mess that you made because you made a whole nother mess after you kill people with my face
That was some
That
real
was
shit.
that was a good scene.
That was brutal.
and traumatized me for life.
That's his fatality in Mortal Kombat.
Like,
Yes. traumatized.
Yes, Omni-Man in
For
Mortal
life.
Kombat will kill a train with you.
Yep,
And you don't
I saw
survive
it.
the experience like Mark did.
Oh, it's
I saw.
beautiful.
I saw. So Mark was like, I can't even fight a Viltrumite. His dad was like, we can train. We have time. Oh wait, no, they're here now.
They're here now.
Yeah.
I was
Wait, no,
I
they're
was
here now.
stressed.
So
I love
Mark,
that moment.
so Mark didn't
Oh,
even,
man.
Mark didn't even have that. So Mark only did what's in his nature. Oh wait, these people are currently in danger. I can't say no because they're currently in danger. Oh my gosh, things are falling. Come, save the baby. Okay, cool. I think if I were put in that predicament where I have no time to think, I'm gonna do what is, if I see you currently in danger. If you're in danger in the future, I don't know. But you're in danger right now and I have the ability to help. I feel like I would have done what he did, which is he tried to help. Even though he did try to like take time to talk himself out of it, and he was about to leave until the danger literally started falling all around them.
All right, guys. So we've talked a lot about the characters and moments that we've liked in the show. You guys want to end with anything?
Can we have a part 2?
Sure. But this is the moment for you to say the last of your piece about season 2. Let's talk about a rating. I'll give it a rating from 1 out of 10. What do you think? Let's start from the left and go to the right. What do you think about, what would you give this season of Invincible?
My immediate mind.
1 out of 10.
My immediate mind says 7 because of all of the other stuff going around the.
He doesn't care about that other
Because
stuff.
it's like the other stuff kind of got in the way of the stuff that I really wanted, and the stuff that I really wanted was really, really good.
So you wanted the season to be 2 episodes
It's
instead
not.
of 8.
No, I wanted. I just wanted because how many episodes did the last season have?
6.
How many episodes did this one have?
8.
6. Oh,
8.
8.
I know this one had 8.
The
So
last
maybe
one
the
might
last
have
one
been
had
8.
8.
too.
I don't
think
know
the
what
last
it
one had
was
8.
about the last season, but everything was done in decency and in order and time. I was connected to everybody I felt like I needed to be connected to, and everything else that did not matter had 1 episode, and it was start to finish done, basically, if not 2. But a lot of these, like, villains were developed for so long, everything, and I just wanted to know Omni-Man, Mark, the family, college didn't work out, just some of the regular things. I didn't really need Donald. Donald was just like a life lesson. Something that we honestly don't need to know, but
we don't
hey,
need
cherish
Donald.
life.
Oh, I don't agree with what
You're
you
not
said.
your.
Me
You're not your.
neither.
What is it? You're not your. You're more of your decisions than you are of other stuff, than your
Yeah.
memories. Yeah. So yeah,
Ooh.
that's a life lesson. Okay, that's what they wanted to throw in there. I learned something about life, but I wanted to know about the show.
Jamesy, what do you think? Rating 1 out of 10. 10 being amazing, well, the best possible that it could possibly be, and 1 being dog shit.
I need time to like. I need to see if this show like stands.
We're
the
talking about
test
just
of
this
time.
season, not the whole show.
Okay, this season
Yeah,
because
really.
because sometimes I might feel a certain way right after I watch something, but then like months or a year later, I'll be like,
You're allowed to change your mind. How do you feel right now? Give me a rating of right now.
oh, it's so hard.
Oh, James. You want me to go instead?
Can I? Okay, you can go.
Okay, so I'm going to give Invincible this season a 9 out of 10.
9.
The only reason I'm giving it, I'm taking a point off simply because I don't think that it was
Spoilers.
as strong as the first season was in
You
terms
would've
of
gave that a
like,
10?
but as far as like having moments that made me emotional, and I'm a person who doesn't get emotional,
Okay.
and having moments that I could relate to, and then also telling a good story to me, I think it was a 9 out of 10. And I agree with you. Maybe it
Wait,
wasn't
what's the missing point?
just not being the strongest season. Period.
Okay,
It was. I'm not going to say that it's better than any of the other seasons.
one.
There's
only one.
season. And
This
it's
was the
not-
second season.
Yeah.
It feels like multiple seasons because they spread it out so much. This season, to me, this feels like season 3. And previously in the video, when I was saying the something happened last season, you were like, this happened this season. To me,
Yeah.
it felt like last season
Because they split
it was
up.
exactly
The first part of season 2 was 4 episodes. The second part of season 2 was 4 episodes.
So if anything, I take if anything, I take a point away because of that. But that's probably just more production than actual storytelling. But as far as like storytelling goes, I haven't watched anything that made me feel anything in a long time. And Invincible makes me feel things when I watch it, so I always have to put it top tier. We're talking 9s and 10s.
So I'll definitely say that Invincible's up there for me. I love it. Maybe this could be because I don't watch a lot of TV and I need to watch more. But like for a cartoon, and I watch anime. I watch deep anime, okay? But this is not quite anime. It's not. And like you don't really know what to expect going in, and you think, you know, you've seen, we see a lot of superhero stuff. We see hero stuff all the time. We see killing things all the time, right? But there's a lot of elements of this show that are definitely different. That are definitely deep. That are definitely woke. That are definitely like let's tell it not in the way that you're so used to hearing so many. There's a million superhero things that we could gain from, and like, of course there's connections, but like I love the way that we get to look at the lives of the characters, even with the extra stuff. Like to an extent, yeah, there are some things that I don't care about as much because I want to know what happens to Mark. I want to know what happens to Omni-Man. Tell me. But the journey along the way and hearing the other stories and the other pieces of the stories actually does give me, like, I like them more, like that. Like I'm not so bored with them that I'm just like, this is not necessary. Like, it helps me understand the way the writers think. It helps me to just experience things that I didn't even expect to experience.
And just to piggyback on what you're saying, even that part where they're talking about doing the animation and how hard that is, and the shortcuts that
in
they
Comic-Con.
take, even that part was really
that
good.
Was, I like that.
We don't necessarily need that, but that was a little thing from
I like
that was a little thing from the animators to us to let us know what they were going through and stuff like that.
There's a lot of
I ain't
things
mad
that
at that.
aren't needed but are done so well that I
those.
can't be that mad. I can't be mad. It's just done well. I like the storytelling. I like the world building. I like a lot. I like a lot. It's up there. It's 9 or 10. No, it's up there. I can't give it a number. It's pressure. That hurts.
She just likes it.
I like it a lot. I love this show. I talked about it a lot.
Hell yeah. This is our second recording. We're going on 49 minutes, so I'll tell you what. You guys got anything else to say before I cut us off?
Watch it.
Watch Invincible.
Actually, I don't expect
Please.
people to have not watched it to be watching this.